Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakhattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are now doing the Yoga Vasistha, and this is the second part, and is based on Swami Tejomahanji's condensation of the very big book that is Yoga Vasistha, and it called Yoga Vasistha Sara Sangraha. And we have taken the first part up to 4th chapter in a spiritual camp in Chinmaya Mission, Washington, many years ago, and the talks are available on YouTube, as well as the audio talks are available at the Chinmaya Mission Center in Washington. And the video talks or YouTube talks are available on the YouTube. If you go and ask for Acharya Sadaji under the list, you will see Yoga Vasistha. There are 9 talks because it was covered in 2 days, and one talk may be, or 2 talks may be on the discussions or question and answers, but rest of the talks are centered on the text. Now we are going to take the second part of that text, which starts from the chapter 5, where the teacher, Sage Vasistha, continues to teach to Lord Rama, who is a student here. And in the 5th chapter, the emphasis is on terms of realization of the truth by a seeker. So it is discussed from the point of how to evolve or how to gain the knowledge that was discussed in the earlier chapters. In the chapter 4, Vasistha already discussed the nature of realization, or what is the nature of one who is a Jivan Mukta. So essentially the same as Sita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha, that is a response to that Krishna gives in the 2nd chapter, and again in the 12th chapter, and again on the 14th chapter, the discussion about the man of realization. So the 4th chapter in this text, the Yoga Vasistha Sara Sangraha, the 4th chapter deals with the man of realization. And now the question is only from the point of a seeker, say, how do I realize? So here Vasistha gives, there are 4 steps in gaining the knowledge, because once you establish that it is the ignorance is a fundamental problem, ignorance of what? Ignorance of my own self, because I don't know who I am, and therefore I take myself what I am not as I am, because everybody says I am this, all the biodata is nothing but this which is not I am, because I am a subject, and this is an object, and I cannot be this. At the same time, that's all we know, because we don't know who I am, who we are rather. And how do we gain that knowledge? And for that only Vedanta becomes a pramana, or a means of knowledge. And here Vasistha provides 5 steps. These are not discrete steps, but these are the steps in the evolution of the mind in trying to reach that state. We'll go one by one, and in this whole chapter of 5 deals with the 7 steps, and these steps are, as we said, is a mental evolution of the mind as one goes from a jiva to Jivan Mukta. And let's start with the sloka 1. Jnanasya bhumikanam tvam, Jnanasya bhumikanam tvam, Ajja nirvachanam shrunu, Ajja nirvachanam shrunu, Kim muda iva tishtami, Kim Muda Ivatistami Preksheham Shastra Sajjane Preksheham Shastra Sajjane Vairagyam Purvamicheti Vairagyam Purvamicheti Subhechet Yuchyate Budaihi Subhechet Yuchyate Budaihi. There are 3 lines in this, even though it is a Anushtup Chandas. Let's chant again. Jnanasya bhumikanam tvam ajja nirvachanam shrunu kim muda ivatishtami procheham shastra sajjani vairagyam purvamicheti subhechet yuchyate budaihi. So, the first line, Jnanasya bhumikanam ajja nirvachanam shrunu. Shrunu, please listen to this nirvachanam, a classification or understanding of different stages. Ajja, right now, that means I am going to talk about it. So this is the Vasistha says, Vasistha Uvacha, that what is that? Jnanasya bhumikanam tvam shrunu. So these are bhumikas, these are steps for jnanasya, for the knowledge. So knowledge itself doesn't have any steps, but to gain the knowledge, we go by step. Just as we have first grade, second grade, third grade, these are the steps to gain the knowledge of the objective world. Slowly, we evolve from one step to that. Once we graduate from the one step, we go to the next level, and the next level, from there we go to third level. Like that we progress, and by the time a student goes through the all the way schooling period, he has mastered in so many ways in terms of the critical thinking as well as the factual information too. Here jnanasya, for gaining jnanam. What jnanam we are talking about? We are talking about that jnanam which liberates one, which gives the freedom. What's the freedom is being discussed in the previous chapters, and that jnanam which is going to talk in terms of bhumikanam. Bhumikanam means the steps involved. There are several steps. Number of steps is not identified here, but it will come as we go step by step. So, first statement is introduction to his talk. Essentially, jnanasya bhumikanam tvam shrunu adyan nirvachanam shrunu. So now you listen to the classification or clarification of the states that are in the gaining knowledge. So these are states that one has to evaluate oneself. It's not for testing other people, and you will see, because it's an evolution of the mind, there is no litmus test here that I gone through one step to the next step and so on, but it is a test to evaluate oneself, where I am in this hierarchy, in these 7 steps, and what should I do to go to the next step. And the first step is being defined here. Kim muda ivatishtami preksheham shastra sajjani. So kim muda ivatishtami, why am I sitting here as an ignorant fool? So muda is one who doesn't know what to do. So here the question is, introspectively a student is asking that why am I sitting here as an ignorant person? And who is asking? Obviously a seeker is asking. So who is an ignorant person? Ignorant person is the one who doesn't know the absolute truth. We are not talking about relative truth, and we know that we mentioned before that in the relative knowledge, the more you study, the more ignorant you become, because in any objective knowledge, the more you know, you understand, there are a lot more things to know even in that area itself. So you become a super specialist in a narrower field as you evolve. That means it's like a delta function. Delta function means like a straight line, area under which is 0, but you know more and more about less and less. That's what it means. And that is objective knowledge. That means you will never know, even in any field, everything in that field. And here we are talking about that knowledge where it's not an objective knowledge, but that knowledge, in fact, knowing which you will know everything. That's what the Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam Bhavati. That's a statement in the Chandogya Upanishad, where knowledge of one thing by knowing one thing, you will know everything. Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam Bhavati. And that was the proposition by the teacher there, where the teacher asked the student, "Hey beta, have you learned this one?" Because the student is behaving as though he knows everything. He says that his own son, Svetaketu, says, "Have you learned this one?" To put him in proper place, "Have you learned, knowing which you know everything?" And of course the student says, "There is nothing like that. It's impossible. Because if I know, I wish it is possible. If I know chemistry, I know all other fields. It's not possible. I have to know physics, I have to know separately, everything separately, study years and years. And even if you know one subject, you will not know other subject." So here the proposition is, if you know one thing, you will know everything else. And that's in the Chandogya Sadvidya. In the Mundaka Upanishad, a student goes and asks, "Please teach me that knowledge, knowing which I know everything. Kasmin novago vijñate, sarvamidam vijñatam bhavati." So please teach me that knowledge, knowing which everything. So that knowledge, jnanasya, so if I don't know, then whatever I know, everything else is only a relative knowledge. That is the absolute knowledge about the self and the world and what is my interrelation with the world. And not knowing it, I'll be suffering every life after life, because this is a mudatvam. Because if I don't know it, then I have to suffer, and punarapi maranam, punarapi janaram, jatare isayanam, yasamsare bahudustare. So every birth leads to death, death leads to whatever is born has to die, whatever is dying has to live back again. So I have been spending this cycle of birth and death and birth and death without getting out of this. And the more I get in, more it becomes a winding spiral, and more and more I am getting involved. That's what Bhagavan Rama says, Kutimaho dodo patana karanam. It is like a whirlpool where once you get trapped into that, it's very difficult to get out of it. And that's what we have been doing. That's why it says, Kim moda ivatishtami. Why am I sitting here as an ignorant fool? The very question itself tells that he has done introspective analysis. So the first stage in the evolution is the very questioning about my understanding of the world, my understanding of myself, my understanding of all the pursuits, and say, what am I doing here? So why am I born? Why am I suffering? What is the purpose of life? This is what essentially the questions are. And Kim Moda Ivatishtami. So why I am Moda? Because I am trying to solve a problem where there is no problem to solve, and that has become a problem. What's the problem? I am looking for happiness. Everybody is looking for happiness, and everybody is trying to solve that problem. You can see everybody is a fool only. Why? Because they are looking for happiness, and where are they looking for? Where it's not there. So that itself shows the stupidity of our pursuits. Because I want to be happy, what do I get? I want that to be happy, I want that for me, I want that for me to be happy, I want this for me to be happy. So whole rat race is trying to get something so that I can be happy. And when I get it, am I happy? I am still looking for happiness, because the one that I got is not giving me that end of problem. It is still an unsatisfied mind or inadequate mind still remains, wants to again know something else or get something else. So if you're only making about the minimum wage and so on, you want to go a little bit higher, then you think that will be happier. But if you get that, you still want to go a little bit higher. So it is a unsatisfied trishna, means longing and longing more and more. That's why you see people, they have billions and then they want more billions, and they're ready to cheat in order to get more billions. What are they going to do? Nothing much other than put it in the form that they cannot even eat. That is the nature of the human mind. So this is, the more I get, the more I am. That is the philosophy. So I want to become infinite by adding finite things. And that is an unsolvable problem, because you can never become infinite by adding finite plus finite is only finite. So there is never, I will be satisfied only if I have everything. Everything means nothing left. That means I have infinite things. That means there is nothing beyond that I need. Then only I will be satisfied. But I cannot get infinity by adding finite things. So a problem cannot be solved, and I am trying to solve a problem, and therefore it's an impossible problem. Therefore I am a mudaha, a deluded person. And once I recognize that, that's what scripture says, then you have a starting point. It says, what should I do now? Why am I struggling hard? What is the purpose of my life? What I have to do so that this endless birth and death cycle goes away? That inquisitiveness, that need to know, comes only after maturity of thinking. That is, after analyzing everything, says this pursuit is not going to get what I want. Everybody wants what? Absolute, uninterrupted, inexhaustible happiness. And where am I searching? Searching where it is not there. So how can you solve a problem? Problem is only solvable, according to Vedanta, to recognize that I am already happy. So I take myself, I am unhappy, and try to solve a problem where there is no problem to solve to start with, and therefore there cannot be any solution to the problem. So a stupid is a deluded person is one who doesn't have a problem to solve and try to solve a problem and getting cocooned in that process, and says there is no salvation. He has to get out of that problem. So first thing Vedanta says is examine your life. So to make a statement like Kim Muda Ivatishtami, how come I am sitting like this as a fool? But to come even to that conclusion requires a lot of evolution. So that's what in the Munakopanishad it says Parikshalokan Karmachidan Brahmano Nirveda Mayan Nascha Krutakrutena. So that is what Pariksha. Pariksha means examination of your own life. Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmana. The one who is going after doing that, doing this. Why? He wants to be happy. So he is achieving, as I want to get first class, I will be happy. After you got first class, then you have more problems. I should do this or I should do that, I have to do next level. So many confusions are there. Then I go again, then again another problem. What should I do after that? So this constantly want to do something. For what? To be happy. So I'm trying to solve a problem by acquiring things. So people want to get more and more and more. More I have, I think more I am. That's what I want to be, infinite, by acquiring this. But that's why it says, once I analyze the problem, once I understand my life itself, what I have accomplished so far. I tried to accomplish that, I got it, but still I am unhappy. I went again further and still I am unhappy. So how am I going to get what I want? So this pursuit itself is a wrong pursuit, because fundamentally happiness is not out there to start with. So once I analyze this, so I cannot get what I want through any action. So Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmano Nirvedamayan Nascha Krutena. By any action I cannot get which cannot be obtained by any action. That means Akrutena, that which is not a result of any action. A infinite happiness cannot be result of any action. Any finite action will give you finite result. How can I get infinite result by finite action? So it's not there. So very fact that it's not there, help me at least, this is not the way to go. So I have to do some other way in order to accomplish. So that's why scripture says, Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmano Nirvedamayan Nasya Krutena. Once I examine my life clearly, systematically that I am not doing what I should do in order to get what I want to get. So then I have to rechange my path as an intelligent person. Otherwise, if I keep doing the same stupidity, knowing well I'm not going to get anything what I want, then it's a mudha, visheshasana mudha. That means a more deluded person, because I know it's not there and still I'm searching for it. So it's like a searching for a key, knowing well it's not there and still searching for it. So it's a famous story of an old man, one old woman was searching for, in the small light, searching for something. Then she could not find it. She went on searching and searching, and one young fellow came there and says, "What are you searching for?" "Oh, I lost a ring." So he also started searching it. So many people also came, and everybody is searching and searching there, and no one is finding it. Then they ask, "Where did you lose it?" He says, "I lost there." "Then why are you searching here? There's no light there." So this is our problem. We are searching for, she was searching for a ring where it's not there. How are we going to find it? Same way, we may laugh at our stupidity, but we are also equally same stupid, because we are searching for happiness in the objects where it's not there, and we complain that we are not getting what we want. We may get temporarily happiness because our longing mind may be temporarily satisfied with the desire to fulfill, just as we said, the hot cup of coffee in the morning, first thing in the morning, where without hot cup of coffee I'm miserable, but with hot cup of coffee I am so happy. So is the happiness in the coffee? It's not there. Then why do I want coffee for my happiness? But somehow I related happiness to the coffee, and only when I have coffee, then I am happy. And the other fellow says, "Hey, I don't want coffee, I want tea." So he doesn't have any investment of happiness in the coffee, he put it somewhere else. For him, he wants that one to be happy. So everyone is longing for some objects to fulfill. The longing mind is temporarily satisfied or contented temporarily until it finds itself still it wants something else to be happy. So one who has examined his life and found out that this is not the way I can get what I want, that is the first step in the evolution. Here, this is not the way that I can gain, because if I understood the ignorance is a problem, then what should I do? I have to study. So I have to know how I can get that what I want. So scripture says, once you have determined that you are not getting what you want in this pursuit of life, because everyone is pursuing the same way, and everyone is comes under mudaha, but they don't know that even they are. So there is a famous statement I read in a long time when I was doing in BE, taking training in Tata in the steel factory. So they had a big board somewhere, and it says, "Those who knows not and knows not that they know not is a fool, leave him. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool." That means he knows not, he doesn't know. But also he knows not that he knows not. That means he doesn't know that he doesn't know. That means he thinks he knows. He's a bigger fool. So he doesn't know, but he thinks he knows. And what can you do with him? You find lot of people like that, where they don't know, but they behave as though they know, and argue in thinking that as though they know it also. And what do? Don't argue with them. He says, leave them. They are fools. It's called mudaha. And so you cannot help him because he is not recognizing that he doesn't know. So second level fellow says, he doesn't know, he who knows not, but knows that he knows not. So in this case, he doesn't know also. But now he knows that he doesn't know. So for him, if I don't know, and I know that I don't know, then I go approach a teacher, proper teacher, to know. This exactly is a statement here. He knows not, that means he doesn't know, but knows that he doesn't know. Therefore, he's simple, teach him. That is the second line. The first one is, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool, leave him. He knows not, but knows that he knows not is the simple, teach him. And the third fellow is, he knows not and he who knows and knows not that he knows. He knows but doesn't know that he knows. So the other guy is a simple, you have to teach him, he doesn't know and he wants to know. Whereas this fellow, he knows but he doesn't know that he knows. And unlike the first fellow, he doesn't know but he doesn't know that he doesn't know. Because this fellow, he knows that he knows and doesn't know that he knows. So you have to, he's asleep, wake him up. Hey, you know it, you forgot, you know it. And therefore you have to wake him up, getting him up. And he's essentially asleep. And the last guy is, he knows and knows that he knows. Means not only he knows, but also knows that he knows. So he is the real jnani, and approach him and for knowledge. So here we are talking about Kim Mudaiva Tishtami. So what does he has to do? He has to approach a teacher, and appropriate teacher, to learn. So that's why Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadesyanti te jnanam. And so he says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. So if you want to know, go to a teacher and with a humility. With a humility means mind ready to learn. That is what humility is. Not just service and all that. Service is only implication, but what is required is a mind ready to learn. And ready to learn provided it recognizes that the teacher out of compassion is teaching. The other teachers are only paid type of teachers, where so he gets his tuition or he gets his salary and he is doing his work. And I go to the college and try to learn, and I have to do my part because I am paying for it. I have to learn. It's my duty to learn. He may teach to whatever the degree that he is paid for, a good teacher. Whereas here, a Vedantic teacher, no payment there because nothing can be paid. It is an absolute truth, and the one that he teaches only out of compassion. He doesn't have to teach, and he doesn't depend upon your salary also, because he is reveling in him. He is happy as himself. Even whether you feed him or not, he is happy. So for him, there is no motivation to teach. Only motivation is only compassion, because he knew that he was himself a student before, and when he approached his teacher out of compassion taught him. So he has an obligation to his teacher. What's an obligation? To pass on the knowledge to those disciples who come to him with an inquisitive mind to know. That is the Guru Parampara, is what is the established in a Hindu tradition. So Kim Mudaiva Tishtami. So why am I sitting here? The one who asked that question is the one, this is Preksheham Shastra Sajjane. Preksheham Shastra Sajjane. So this to that person who wants to know, who recognizes that he doesn't have the knowledge, and he is sitting and continuing the life after life like a stupid, and the one who has determined that by self-evaluation, not somebody told him that you are stupid. He understood, because it says, Kim Mudaiva Tishtami. Why am I sitting here like a fool? So he understood that he is sitting there as a fool. Sitting means living in the life after life as a stupid. And for him, therefore, once you recognize that I am like a stupid, not trying to know, so he will approach a teacher. And what is the approach a teacher? Teacher is the one who has a shastrajna. So the shastra and the sajjani, the teacher are available, and they themselves will tell that beta, you don't know, we will teach. So shastram will come help only for those people who are interested to learn. Otherwise, because you have to have a faith in the shastra. It doesn't go and tell I'm going to teach whether you like it or not. So Shastra only will teach to those people who approach Shastram with an inquisitive to know. Otherwise, it is that means you have to have a faith in the scriptural statement. Otherwise, it will not be helpful at all. So we'll go more into the step 1 and go exhaustively in this analysis. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.